My parents tried to burn me at the stake for being a witch, so I said screw it and put a curse on them. My parents had been testing me for witchcraft since I was 8 years old. They held my head underwater in the bathtub to see if I'd drown. They pricked my skin with needles to see if I'd bleed. They burned my fingers with matches to see if I'd feel pain. A real witch wouldn't suffer, Dad explained while I sobbed. We're doing this to prove you're normal. You should be thanking us. I never passed a single test. The birthmark on my shoulder was a witch's mark. The cat that followed me home was a familiar trying to bond. When I guessed that Mom was pregnant before she told anyone, they said I was reading minds. Every coincidence was proof. Every quirk was evidence. They pulled me out of school when I was 12 because I was infecting the other children with darkness. They burned all my books except the Bible and texts about identifying witchcraft, so I read those instead, cover to cover, over and over. I learned every superstition they believed, every ritual they thought was real. I knew their belief system better than they did because I had nothing else to do. They brought in specialists to examine me, men who held crystals over my body and declared my aura deeply corrupted. Women who made me drink salt water and proclaimed my reaction proved demonic influence, each one more extreme than the last. When I was 17, they brought in a man named Brother Ezekiel, who ran something called the Purification Ministry. He walked around me in circles for 20 minutes without saying a word. Then he turned to my parents with tears in his eyes. "I'm so sorry," he said. "There's only one way to save her soul now, the final cleansing." "What does that mean?" I asked. Nobody answered me. That night I heard them in the backyard building something. I looked out my window and saw my father constructing a wooden post with kindling stacked around the base. My mother was carrying firewood from the garage. Brother Ezekiel was blessing the ground with oil. They were going to burn me alive. I confronted them the next morning and my mother couldn't even look at me. "If you burn and die, your soul goes to heaven purified," she explained to the floor. "And if you survive the flames, then at least we'll know for certain what you are. I'm your daughter. I'm not a witch. There's no such thing as witches." Dad grabbed my face so hard I thought he'd break my jaw. "Don't you dare deny it. We've spent 9 years trying to save you. We've done everything right. Brother Ezekiel says this is the only way, and we're not losing your soul to Satan because you're too stubborn to admit what you are." They locked me in my room and told me to make peace with God. The burning was scheduled for midnight. I sat on my bed and thought about everything I knew. They believed in witches so deeply that they were willing to murder their own child. They believed in curses. They believed in spells. They believed that words had power. Fine. If they wanted a witch so badly, I'd give them one. I spent the day preparing. I drew symbols on my floor from their own books. I memorized Latin phrases I'd read in their texts. I practiced making my voice low and strange. At 11:30, my parents unlocked the door. Brother Ezekiel stood behind them with a torch already lit. "It's time," Dad said. "Come peacefully and we'll make it quick." I was standing in the center of the symbols with my arms raised. The candles I'd made from old birthday candles were flickering around me in a circle. "What is this?" Brother Ezekiel whispered. "You want to see a witch?" I said in a voice so low it didn't sound human. "I'll show you a witch." I pointed at my father first. "I curse your hands to burn like the fire you built for me." Dad looked down at his hands and started screaming. He could feel it. His mind believed so completely that his body followed. He fell to his knees, clawing at his own skin. I pointed at my mother. "I curse your throat to close until you cannot speak another lie." Mom grabbed her neck and started choking, gasping for air that wouldn't come. Brother Ezekiel tried to run, but I grabbed his wrist. "And you! I curse your eyes to see only your own sins until you confess everyone." He collapsed against the wall, sobbing, covering his eyes, begging me to stop. "Lift it," Dad screamed from the floor. "Please lift it. We're sorry. We're so sorry. I'll lift it when I'm 100 miles away. Follow me and the curse gets worse. You'll feel your blood boil. You'll feel your bones crack. You'll feel everything you plan to do to me." I stepped over their writhing bodies, walked down the stairs, and out the front door. Nobody tried to stop me. They never followed. They moved 3 states away and told everyone their daughter died in an accident. I'm 24 now, and I've never once cast a spell in my life. Turns out I didn't need magic. I just needed them to believe I had it.